Hello everybody, this is the World Travel Sage. This is September 1, 2020, and this is the latest on the reopening of Colombia. It was announced today in Cartagena, the reopening of Rafael Núñez International Airport with 5 confirmed domestic flights. The flights will be going to Medellin, Cali, Bucaramanga, Pereira, and Bogota. This is the beginning of the reopening of Colombia. Now the latest is that it is possible later in the month of September, the second or third week, international flights may begin. Any flights that might have been booked before that, for example, I had a flight for September 13th with American Airlines and that was canceled, but all my change and cancellation fees are free. So it's not really that big a deal, except it's an inconvenience if, you have a job to go to or whatever. Today in Cartagena, a press conference was held with the mayor of Cartagena announcing the reopening of Rafael Núñez Airport and the beginning of the first domestic flights around Colombia. Colombia will be complying with all biosecurity protocols. And the latest is that you will have to have a negative COVID-19 test and proof of it before entering the country on an international flight. I still have not heard if they are going to be giving tests in Colombia. Colombia had some of the toughest restrictions on going out during the quarantine. Some people were not allowed out except for one time a week, based on the last digit on your identification card. If you went to the bank or anything else on a day that was not your day to go out, they would not let you in the bank. Those restrictions were lifted last week. Now, people are allowed to go out 3 times a week. It remains to be seen if any kind of curfew or limitations on going out will be in effect when international flights are resumed to Colombia. In the last few weeks, they began the preparation for the reopening and cleaning up of the touristic areas in Colombia for the preparation and resumption of tourism. In Cartagena, many businesses went bankrupt and went out of business. There's been a great deal of economic damage done to the Colombian economy because of the quarantine and shutdown of businesses. I just spoke with my friend Rafael. He makes his living as a tour guide in Cartagena. And obviously, with no tourists and no tours, that means no work. He said that the last 3 months have been the toughest time of his life. This has been a very difficult time for many people. It remains to be seen upon the resumption of international tourism if there will be required any kind of 14-day quarantine, or if Colombia will be administering tests at the airport the way the Dominican Republic was. These and other questions remain to be answered, but hopefully this is a sign of the resumption and normalization of flights to Colombia and the rest of the world. Now, as we are walking here, the next corner, 1 block down, is the clock tower. Arguably one of the most interesting spots in Centro Histórico, Cartagena. Now the clock tower is the most prominent public square in the old city of Cartagena, and all kinds of activities happen there, from musical events to dance events, and it is essentially a public park all day and evening. And as the crowds of women and children and families recede, the clock tower becomes more filled with nightlife activity. Now, I wish I had more specific details about the exact date Colombia will be open to international flights again, and the details of allowing us into the country. But for now, this is a good sign that things are changing for the better. Hey, this is the World Travel Sage, and I want to thank you for always watching and supporting my channel. And if you ever have any questions, please feel free to contact me about any of the places that I know best and love. Thank you.